Good morning, good evening, good morning, good evening. How are we doing? My name is Martini. Of course, I actually don't know how to pronounce your name. I've never had to pronounce it yet. Is it Majid? Majid?
Yeah, that's why I had to shorten it to CT.
CT. What do you prefer?
Honestly, all my close friends know how to say my name, but I shortened it to CT, especially for breachers, because of callouts. People, instead of calling out, they just struggle to pronounce my name for like a minute.
Well, all right, then we'll call you CT. But anyways, today we do have the European side of things. We have the Season 5 semifinals. Today is going to be all best of 5 matches, a little bit longer than we normally do have for our matchups, but today we'll be watching Acer U versus Sunset Ravens, and of course after this, I believe it should be Bad playing off against whoever ends up losing this one. Then we'll have the losers finals in the second matchup today, and that'll be it. But everything's gonna be best of 5s, so a lot longer of these matchups. But I mean, what do you expect to see going into these two matchups, specifically this Acer EU versus Sunset Ravens one?
I haven't been keeping up too much really, but I'm really interested to see how gameplay has changed over the seasons. Acer and Sunset Ravens, you're gonna have to hear my brother, I think, whenever I talk. But Acer and Sunset Ravens, they went against each other many times across many seasons, and it seems like Sunset Ravens can win against them this time.
Definitely a stronger matchup than I think in some other previous seasons. Acer's still doing pretty good, right at 12-0, I think. What we saw during the league matches, they've been doing pretty good in the playoffs this season thus far. So we'll end up seeing what they do going forward. Just a small disclaimer, if anyone is not aware, I am in the U.S. And we are going through cold snap, so some parts of the country are facing problems in terms of their electricity. So if you see the cast cut out midway, my electricity has just gone down. So just be aware of that in case that does happen. I'm hoping that does not happen today, but we'll end up seeing. I'll try my best to just cast through it because it is cold, but it's fine. It's not like it's cold weather that I've not gone through. Anyways, looks like they have chosen a map. We are going to be going right into the Swing of Things factory. Will be our first map of choice, and I mean, I guess no other map is more fitting than obviously the first map we've seen in terms of this being the first game today.
Yeah, I honestly just love starting out with Factory.
Any reason why?
I think there's a reason Factory is the first map in the game, and why it's still a favorite. It's very well designed. Oh, what the hell? Alright.
Awesome. We are going to be going right into the swing of things. Already going to be on the third floor here with Acer EU starting out their attack.
Right, back. Sorry about that. Right, so Fatty is going in first after the drone. I actually didn't see Fatty joining Acer. I forgot he did that. That's very nice.
He is Fatty checking out these corners, not quite seeing any opposition as we can see on our end. No roamers this time around, so a lot less aggressive defense coming out from Acer.
It looks like Acer are just sticking to sight. They're playing really normal angles, really nothing new. Yeah, the Acer are pushing up now. Hold on, I have the stream muted. There's no sound, I can't hear. So I'm not sure if they blew up the hatch, but I think they did. They should have by now. You have 3 of Acer on A. I believe the 2 others are on B. 3v3. Since Rivers are aggressing right now, they might be able to take this back. Well, Acer go up on the hatch. They just have to watch this from above now. There's nothing else they have to do.
Mike coming up the stairs trying to check these corners. Dev with him. Zeta taking it down. And Savage being taken down too, but one more is there. The God Boy is there. And now Mike coming in. Should be able to have that. It sounds like the timer is going to be there. And a great ending for Acer EU. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen there.
Yeah, Sunset they took their time to let them plant, but then they did a really good retake there, leaving Mike on his own to defuse the EMP. Really good chemistry on that push up the stairs. And Sunset Ravens, they get the first round, even though EP was down.
First round in the pocket right now for Sunset Ravens. That retake looked a lot better than I thought. At first we had the plant by Acer. We had the hold by Acer there, but Sunset able to come in and knock them down for the count. We're going to be on the third floor this time. We'll see if Acer can get that little nice hatch plant.
Doesn't look like Sunset Ravens are sending out any rumors at all. They're just sticking together on site, and Acer seem to be focusing push on A. But no, there is one rumor. It's Mike.
Mike in indeed. Sunset Ravens getting ready for this Acer EU push. Getting ready on the hatch. Blowing that one, of course. And the rest of the players looking to maybe get some early picks.
Sander is not sure if he's swinging the drone or the hatch, but might be a bad idea to swing the hatch. He could get picked off really easily, or he could get a pick himself. Both teams are playing it a bit slow. No immediate pushes, no nothing. Attacker still on hash, defenders below. Stream's cutting out for me, by the way.
Yep.
Oh.
Ooh, love that. 1 second there as we try to reconnect. You know, maybe the internet's gonna start going down. We'll see in just a second. Hopefully we can get back up. Alright, back into the swing of things. And of course Dev Center with a beautiful pick there with the C4 in hand.
Desert really loves the C4s. Quite sure his alt account is named C4 Addict or something. But you missed a little bit, but it seems it's a 3v3 right now with health advantage on Acer. Death Center is out of C4s. Acer are playing really passively, not pushing into site too fast, pushing together. Well, all of Sunset Raven are on A at the moment. They have Tetris, and looks like they're going to go for the plant.
That indeed. They're going to get the plant off there, and that's going to be beautiful. Dev Center trying to pick up Pixel behind the back, gets the pick. Now just 2 of the Acer players left. 1 left, and Zeta, if they can hold this one down in a 1v3, this is not an ideal scenario, but an ideal post plant to be dealing with.
Yet again, Sunset Ravens, they let them plant, they do a good retake. Zeta doesn't get the double kill, and Mike D10 gets the defuse again. Beautiful retake from Sunset Ravens, and looks like we're missing someone over on Acer.
Going to be unfortunate right now for Acer. I mean, that's one of the strongest, I think, post-plant situations you can be in, that you can put yourself in, but it still didn't quite work out for them. It feels like they're lacking a little of the punch that we had seen in some of the earlier playoff matches.
Yeah, they're pushing it a bit slow. Not sure if it's new tactics or if they're not sure, but they get the plant, but then they get retaken very quickly.
They definitely do. I feel like they're really struggling with their post-plant strategies. I keep saying they have been able to get it consistently, but it doesn't quite work out after they get the plant down.
Looks like a lot of people having internet issues. Fatty is over in the Czech Republic, and he's also lagging. Oh, he's back. Sunset Ravens have a really good defense going on. If they send out Roamer, they only send out 1, and they just stick the site really good, and they do good retakes at them. So Acer are gonna have to play this a little differently than they have the past 2 rounds.
That indeed. The God Boy coming out there with the drone, trying to get some early intel. Not quite not quite working out in the way they want, but it looks like they're trying to maybe get a little bit of damage off of someone there. Dev Center going in for the deep C4 there. A little bit on Savage, a little chip damage there as the Sander getting that pickup.
Yeah, good damage from the C4, but Fatty did get picked off, I think, for a wall bang. And at the moment, they have numbers advantage, so they can just hold and just keep trading. Acer, all of them are still outside, which is what I'm saying with the passive gameplay. But looks like one of them is sneaking from the back, main door entrance. Pixel. Alright. Death Center is holding storage on his own at the moment, but Acer aren't really even pushing in at the moment as well. They're playing a little sneaky, not really aggressive. Not sure if it'll work or not.
Yeah, they're definitely playing a lot slower this time. Little turtle action going on right now as the Pixel player getting caught out there, but Death Center getting knocked down. TacPan with a beautiful 2-pick, and of course a great finish there in the end. Sunset Ravens again, they're shutting down the Acer EU.
Yeah, that was almost flawless from Sunset Ravens. What really killed Acer just now is them sitting a little too close together and going them also a little bit too slow. When you stick too close together, it's really easy to just get collateral kills through your teammates.
That indeed. Is there anything you're seeing that Sunset Ravens is particularly doing well at? Because Acer has been struggling just to penetrate this defense they got right now.
Yeah, Sunset Ravens, they're holding their ground. They're not swinging out for no reason. They're getting good damage and kills without really going outside. Well, Acer, really, they're struggling to even get in at the moment.
It's definitely weird to watch. I'm used to watching Acer play a lot more aggressive in terms of their play style, but I think you mentioned it a couple times. It feels a lot more passive than I'm used to seeing, and obviously not quite working out for them right now, especially on a map like Factory. It's one of those maps where, because it's defender side, you got to really lock in on the attack.
Yeah, but we'll see. Maybe I feel like they'll aggress more on defense. Starting off the round, Dev Center, I think, blew up the wall. Okay, I got it around again. They blew up the wall and they're holding it from War Room. They're changing up the way they hold it. Well, Acer are pushing in almost the exact same way as the first round right now. It's kind of similar holds other than that wall being blown.
Exactly. Got some good angles, some good line of sights right now from this A side. I'm shocked they're not gonna try to mix it up, but we'll see if it ends up working for Acer at this point. Some obviously early blind fires, wall bangs, but nothing quite connecting.
Yeah. So they have the hatch and they took space now and some damage out center. Oh, trip my kill. So now Sunset Ravens has numbers advantage. Well, Acer looks like big. I'm lagging like crazy right now. I can't see the stream.
The Sander trying to get these wall bangs going in, not connecting the way they needed to, but there we go. Live shots finally as Acer trying to get some early picks.
Yep. Acer seems to be aggressing a little bit more, but not too much at the moment. Well, Sunset Ravens are also aggressing a lot more.
Pixel player taking down one of those players there. Dev Center getting knocked down with the count, but still 4 on the Sunset Ravens. 50 seconds on the clock. Again, so much time has been burned.
Numbers advantage? No, no numbers advantage. They have, it's a 4v4 right now. Yeah, Sunset Ravens haven't really changed up their holds. They're still holding the same angles. Well, Acer not sure what Acer is doing at the moment. They're a bit split up.
Definitely taking
Acer,
their time to come in there.
Maybe going for a hatch push on War Room. Actually, no, they're not being backed up. They're pushing into the room right now. Shots going out. No kills yet. Alright, yeah, Pixel got picked off. Trades going out. They have EMP. Gobe goes down trying to plant. Plant's going down while Savage is aggressing a little bit. There was no time for them. Yeah, couldn't really hear it. There's no sound.
No time indeed. Let me swap your screen then to my entire screen here. There we go. That didn't quite work out right there for the Acer EU players. Too much time being burnt on the clock, and not often you get to see it, but it went down to time.
Yeah, it's not really common, especially for Acer. They're gonna have to start pushing a little bit faster. They're playing, yeah, it's been mentioned like 3 times. They're playing a lot more passive than they usually do, and they might have to speed things up, get more aggressive, get in before there's like 50 seconds left.
And indeed, I've been wondering what's taking them so long. Again, I feel like they're playing scared. It's kind of a weird thing to watch.
Yeah, it seems to be a repeat of the same pushes, same holes from both teams. No roam this time though from defense. They're all on site. They're kind of understanding how their enemies play now with the passive play.
That indeed drone coming out there from the Acer team. We'll see if they can get some good intel. As we can see, again, a non-aggressive defense. They're playing maybe extended to standard, playing a little bit forward than some of the other players, but that's really about it. We're not seeing any deep roamers. We're not seeing anything else like that.
The Sander and Fetty, they might meet right now. One of them's probably gonna get a kill. Sander's playing it slow. He wants to get the kill on Fetty. He gets the pick and immediately goes back. Names are gone. Acer are now in vending. They just need to get the wall so they can start up the push. Acer are now fully in the building. There's a fight going on. Acer gets back then, but gets free-fragged by Mike D10.
Not looking great right now for this Acer attack. Already 2 players down. They'll have a slight player disadvantage there. Savage thrown in. Samito hoping to get a connection, but not quite getting the chip damage that they want. Again, a lot of time being burnt here.
Yeah, you see Sander and Mike D10 holding a beautiful high-low over there. They're guarding EMP. Yeah, they have EMP. They don't really have to do anything else there. But yeah, all of Acer are in. They know where they are now from the proxy. They were playing a little too slow now. 1 minute left. They have EMP. Nobody retrieved it now, so they might be trying to go for the push in the fight. VR Zeta got the Sander to the wall.
That's going to be a great pick there from Zeta on the wall bang. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't going to imagine them being able to get that one, but a beautiful line of fire there. And again, another denial of the spot as they hold it down with the incendiary. Acer still struggling. 30 seconds on the clock. I'd be shocked if we came down a time of 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, Acer are going to have to speed things up here. They don't have numbers left. They have to plant instead of push it out. Nobody fakes the plant, but gets picked off by Def. That was just Sidle left in a 1v3, but he gets swung by Def Center, and yeah, they're not looking good for Aether at the moment. They haven't gotten a single round yet. They're playing a bit too slow.
Bit too slow. I mean, I'm looking at the chat right now. A lot of people saying, let's see, Circle456 saying, why are they playing so slow? And I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling the same thing. It feels like they're turtling up almost on some of these attacks. Again, it feels like they're scared. And this is, I've seen this Acer team play in the other parts of this playoffs. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, not sure if they're trying to switch up to a different play style, but it doesn't seem to be working right now. Fortunately, 5 losses in a row. Don't think morale is high for Acer, but they could still bring it back. No, they don't. The SR haven't secured overtime yet. I feel like Acer just have to try and aggress a little more.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's weird because we're looking at the kill line. It's not the worst, but it's we might see a first round lockout here, and I'm getting a little scared right now for the Acer team because that's really hard to come back on that snap, even if it is factory defense.
They're throwing out 2 drones. One of the drones got taken out immediately. They have the wall blown, so they can just hold from sight. Might be the same thing as the last time, where Acer are barely able to make it in the building. They're going to be held from inside. They're all still outside at the moment. They don't have much intel. That center might actually... Yeah, he's probably just going to get damage on that T4.
Yeah, no one even entering in on the map yet except for Fatty on the back end. We have Goat on the back end there. But a lot of chip damage actually being taken right now from the storage side of things as Dev Sender taking some of the brunt of the damage. Looks like we are going to be seeing an off-meta push, though, on A.
Yeah, looks like they're aggressing more, but not on B, on A, which is probably unexpected for SR. So they're all swapping. They're going to A now. Well, they hold the flank in case there's a roamer, but no, SR are not roaming at all. Push started now, going for an A push. Numbers are still the same. Gobe gets picked up by the grenade by the Sander. Both walls are up, but SR are holding all the entrances at the moment, so it's gonna be hard to get in.
Gonna be hard indeed. Dev Center taking in a deep frag there, not quite landing on any of the Acer players. Another incend there to really deny the zone. Dev Center, though, being forward, takes the one, doesn't take the two. Finally, a plant there coming up from Acer. We'll see if they can get the retake, though, on Sunset Ravens.
Does a very well thrown incend on the back to get the plant down, but they just have to protect themselves from the retake of Sunset Ravens. 3v1, some really good kills. Sunset Raven haven't done a good retake this time, but it's just up to J-Cube in a 1v3. They know where he is now, so he's about to get double swung. He gets one. Very nice blind fire.
And this is going to be round 6. There is no saving. Pixel player with a beautiful finish off there. And at least Acer getting themselves 1 point on this first half. And I know that looks bad, but I will always say 1 is, man, it's workable, right? 6-0 is just basically impossible. You got to play perfect the second half. 5-1, you at least have small chances to just win this one out 7-5. We'll see if they enact the 5-1 curse, but I don't know. What did you see in that first half there, CT? I mean, Sunset Ravens looking pretty solid. Acer, though, I'm going to be honest, I think it's more so they look so slow.
Yeah, Sunset Ravens have had really good strats on the defense, good angles, good retakes, but now it's the other way around. We'll see if Sunset Ravens also play slow. Acer are now on defense, so they can actually slow it down and chill, but we'll see what happens now. It's good that they didn't give Sunset Ravens 6 points, so they don't have to go to overtime if they just win all the rounds.
I'm a little worried for Acer right now because they basically have to play perfect for the next 6 rounds, and I just don't know if they got that in them. Sunset Ravens, though, they just need 2 more, and we're already done with map 1. And remember, I didn't get to say this earlier. These are, I did. These are best of 5 series, so for these teams to win, they don't just win 2 games. They have to win 3 total games to win out a series. So a little bit longer matches today. You're guaranteed at the bare minimum 3 maps.
Yeah, they're 5-1 right now. They could do a lot better in their future games. They could have just needed some warm-up. Never know. Looks like also like identical pushes. There's not much changes on this side. No B pushes. They're focused on A, but the Ravens are pushing a lot more faster than Acer did. Well, Acer are not holding it too good, but see what happens. Wall going down. Well, there is about 3 people on A.
Reach going to be going out there from Sunset Ravens, but look at these long angles. They're utilizing the C4s to really hold this one down. Incend coming out and really preventing Jakub from getting that plant, at least for the time being, as Sunset Ravens still a minute on the clock.
Yeah, well thrown Incend there. They have eyes on the EMP. They just have to watch her from War Room now. Taking the plant to get them to push. Yeah, Acer are aggressing a little bit, but not too much. They're holding down. Good Incend gets Mike D10. So they have numbers now, and they have eyes on the EMP, and it's not down. SR are gonna have to, like, they don't have any util left as well.
Exactly what Acer needed there. Deny them that plant. Looking a little bit better, I think, than some of the other ones. But I think to your point earlier, they can just play this a lot more chill because it is the defense. They just got to wait for them to come to them.
Yeah, they just chilled out. They threw some really nice incense, got a kill, denied plan. They got eyes on the EMP, and they just let them push them, and they won.
Yes, they did. Anything you saw stand out in that round from Acer EU? Was it just them on defense? Was it Sunset Ravens themselves struggling to get that push?
Looks like Sunset Ravens are just adjusting at the moment. This for their first round of attack, but they're doing really well on util, and util is very important in this meta. They had 2 instants immediately off of round 1. I think they had not sure if they had anything else. Just the instants, that's all they need honestly. And as soon as they saw the EMP, all they had to do was hold it.
And I gotta say, in that last round, though, they had a nasty hold. I don't know if you noticed. Acer had a nasty hold in that war room area.
Yeah.
There was like a really good angle through that pre-breached wall. And again, that's why I like the C4. Really opens up options for the defending team. Aggressive play here coming out from Sunset Ravens. Takes down Fady, but Pixel player Zeta taking out Dev Center there. They were not ready for that pre-blown wall. That is a beautiful pick there. Savage with their own. Now only 2v3. Sunset Ravens down a lot of players.
That was a really interesting push. I think 2 on Sunset Ravens had Jespers and some really well thrown flashes, but yeah, the pre-blown walls you said, it kind of ruined all their plans along with the incendiary. But that was some good aggression on SR, but they couldn't really secure the win for that round.
Couldn't indeed. Now I'm wondering, can Acer get a perfect, 6 rounds in a row on his second half? That's going to be exactly what they need. Unless Sunset Ravens, again, all Sunset Ravens needs is just 1 round to guarantee themselves in overtime, 2 rounds to get the first win for map 1.
SR, I feel like they're pushing a lot more aggressive than Acer did, it can work. They just need better guns, and they need to avoid the util being thrown at them. While Acer, they're util spamming really well. That's what's keeping them alive. They just have C4, incendiary. Look their money. They don't have any money left. They're just buying util with it, which is kind of how you get the win.
We'll see what ends up happening. Sunset Ravens may be going in for a little bit further up. Might be playing that floor down, actually. I haven't seen one of these in a minute where they're playing probably staircase down all the way down at the first floor. Maybe checking out for some roamers. But again, I'm kind of shocked. I haven't seen in both of these teams, by the way, on their defenses, I haven't seen a roamer really on either side.
Yeah, they haven't. They've barely roamed. I just seen them once, but then they go back to site. There was no roaming. Oh, Zeta gets a pick off TACman immediately, getting numbers for the Revolters. The pre-blown wall over here on storage is honestly probably the best use of C4 on this map. Storage is a very important site to take for the attackers, and they can just watch it from site.
Sunset Ravens coming down the staircase. And again, a lot of flashes coming out there. Zeta with a beautiful angle takes down the 1, takes down the 2. And looking good right now. Again, Sunset Ravens really being denied any push. Looks like they might be going in for the save. And I don't know. It's just both teams have really been struggling to attack these defenses. And don't get me wrong. I know it's factory. I know it's defense. But I have generally seen someone get some kind of inkling of a win when they're on the attack. But they just really not been able to make this work out.
Yeah, on defense, it's honestly easier. You just have to hold your ground, util spam. But for attack, if you for util spam with the flashbangs, they have to land them. They threw a bunch of flashbangs at third, but they didn't do anything at all. They got picked off, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, again, some solid angles from the Acer players. We saw, I think it was Zeta there with a pretty good hold. From side, being able to get some long shots there, and it's harder, right? I know from the attack when they can pre-blow some of these walls and basically set up their own angles ahead of time, it does make it more difficult. And of course, we're gonna be seeing the time count down as Sunset Ravens probably going in for the save here.
Yeah, after those flashbangs, he just swung out since he was not blinded, and he just knew they were gonna push after the flashbangs. He got a double kill, and there's already one dead. That was it for this round.
Yeah, and I got the replay going in there. You can see Zeta really shooting down the 2 players there on the Sunset Ravens side. And again, this looks a little better than the Acer performance on the attack, but this really feels more like a side of difference. Both teams really struggling to get a foothold on an attack here on Factory.
Yeah, but now we're going back to middle floor with some better guns. And I think Acer really just have to hold the same hold, but just play it well. Blow up the wall for more room and get some long angles, hold the same site, because I haven't seen anyone attack B recently.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of those in a minute. Like, I know sometimes teams utilize off-meta pushes. B is just barely touched, but I have seen it. Doesn't happen often, but it can happen. We'll see if we see a similar hold here. I know War Room was being utilized by Sunset Ravens, really deny an A push. And it's one of those things where if this defense is so strong, is it worth just going for that off-meta push on a B?
Yeah, the one win Acer got on attack was when they didn't off-meta push on A. Yeah, it looks like same pushes, same holds, everything relatively the same. Maybe SR are going to speed it up a bit because they have better guns. They have a tons of flashes, they just have to land them correctly. There were no flashes on round 1 due to them costing too much. You can see here there's good U-cell setup, 2 statics in the same site, and they're holding for more room. And someone is sitting in bathroom in case someone tries to push from there. Looks like, since they know they're holding a war room, they want to get war room hatch. Might go in for the blow.
Yeah, this is a good adjustment. I know they're aware that there's a hold in war room, so to go for the hatch is solid. Unfortunately, the hatch is very hard to utilize. The angles are just not great on it. I think it's really to deny that hold by Acer, which is smart. We'll see if Sunset Ravens can get a foothold on A.
Yeah, the little bit passive play because that push on war room didn't really pan out. What window is it? Yeah, the flashes are not really going to anyone, but they're using it to clear space and move in faster. There's 3 people from Acer holding B at the moment, or 2, because they think they might go for that. So if they plant fast enough, they can get it down and hold it from outside.
Attackman holding a deep angle for the time being. Again, we're seeing such slow holds from both teams, slow attacks. Mike trying to send in the instant, not quite working the way they do. Jakub, though, getting the pick out on a Fady with Zeta, denying that with the refrag there. We'll see if we can get the hold, the plant pretty soon. C4 going out there. Pixel player getting picked up. This might be exactly what Sunset Raven needs. Oh!
That was insane. The inset on connector sealed off the 2 people on B, but they planted a little too late. But not sure who that was, but whoever pushed on connector really slowed their push. A lot of trades went, and that was a crazy little round. Good job, Sunset Ravens. They secured overtime now.
That's exactly what Sunset Ravens needed. I don't know if you noticed that, but Dev Center with a beautiful 2-pick and something I haven't seen in a while, a static kill because their health was so low.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't noticed that. It would have helped them if they were still alive.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate for them not being able to bring in a Vezin, but it looks like they'll still be fine. Full buys coming out there from the Sunset Ravens side. Acer themselves, a couple of buys, but we're going to be seeing some Uricons come out. We'll see if they can get some value out of that. I know earlier on in the playoffs, at first I thought that it was a troll choice. I still think it is to an extent, but people were getting picks with it. People were doing a really good job, and I think I even saw an ace with a Uricon earlier on in the EU playoffs.
Yeah, Fade is just expecting that they're gonna push hatch really quick, which is probably what they're gonna do. So he's getting Yurka and sticking it close, not really spending much money. He's spending it on the util instead. Yeah, 3 on hatch. There's actually 1 roam this time. They might not expect it because there hasn't been a roam this game, but no, Sunset Ravens do flash flanks in case there is one.
Good boy, gonna be on the back there. Maybe running into 2 of the Sunset Ravens players. Somehow Mike, though, already in on site, but never mind, Savage. And Pixel player gonna be denying that one.
Yeah, he almost snuck in, but yeah, actually got double swung on accident. Stream is stuttering for me, but that's alright. They're about to push into Fatty with his Hurricane. Go boy off the flank, gets the pick on Depth Center. Not sure where they're really going to push, but Fatty is going on with the Hurricane. Gets one, doesn't get the other though, but good pick. But it's a 4v2 at the moment. SR does not have numbers, but I don't think they're going to try and save.
We'll see in just a second. The Sander and TacPan now having to figure out how to take on the might of the Acer team. Oh, TacPan getting knocked down. Beautiful wall bang there by Pixel player. Again, just a 1v4. This is the moment maybe going for a save, but I think Savage might have saw just the edge of the Sanders leg there.
Sander could do it here. Oh, I immediately shut down, unfortunately. I think, not sure if there were flashes, but they haven't utilized the flashes as well as they did the other time they were here. And Fatty actually, I guess, got some value with that Yurkan. He got a pick, but they got refragged. Looks like the economy is pretty similar right now. Actually, no, it is not. SR only have 1 rifle compared to Acer's 4. And it's 1 round left until overtime. Bottom floor. They're just they really have to try and play this differently than they did last time with the flashes and everything. Because we've seen a bunch of repeat pushes this game and they never really work. Do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, and at this point, I think Acer is gonna be able to go forward into an overtime. It's looking like unless Sunset Raven comes out with a crazy push here, I don't think they're gonna be able to win at least this round. So I get a feeling Acer's gonna get the dub here. He's gonna put him into a 6-6. We'll be seeing that overtime, and then probably see one of these 2 teams go forward. We'll see which one ends up taking potentially overtime, but that is me pre-guessing. I could be wrong. Sunset Ravens could lock in right now and get themselves a dub.
Yeah, I just saw a drone going from TacBan. I think it got rid of the util, stopping them from pushing, so they might be trying to aggress here, but that was a really good wallbang from inside. Fully stopped TacBan, switching to storage. Now he is low. Are they surprised they haven't? Did they get the wall? Over on storage.
We'll be seeing a switch up from Sunset Ravens, maybe. I would be shocked if they went in for that A push. I can see them kind of moving over, coming in through the front door instead, but I'm getting an itching that they might go for an A push.
Yeah, there's this hatch and electric outside of A that barely anyone uses, so it's really off meta. They might, if they go for that, they could catch them by surprise. But Acer are expecting another side push. They're not all sticking to the same site. They have the wall open and they have a split hold. Might be 1 roam. Not sure.
Yeah, and TacPan's gonna be very careful here because very low on health. But if they get wall banged, that is gonna be unfortunate for them. Almost getting knocked there by Pixel player.
Attack and they just keep getting wall bang actually this game. It's very unfortunate for them. Looks like SR are going for an A push. Breach going down. Well, TacPan is flanking on B, but he's too low for that, honestly.
TacPan getting the
gets shot. Numbers advantage, 2 trades, 2 refrags. It's just very fast. 4 kills right there. Still a 3v3. Lance going down. He gets naded from the back by Savage. EMP still not up. Oh, that instant got stuck, unfortunately. Didn't do anything, but they have numbers at the moment. And they know where EMP is, I believe. Zyda's right next to EMP. He just has to swing when someone goes to plant. Death Center gets Zyda. Goes for the plant. 2v2. They get the plant down.
Oh, looks over at the wrong moment there. Goat Boy now just having to deal with the one last player is going to be Jakub with a long angle with the Marui in hand. I'm not sure if they're going in for the wall bang play. That might be the plan at this point. It's Goat Boy and Savage now trying to figure out where to deal with this extra player. Oh my goodness, and that gets shut down.
That's why I honestly never go for wallbang holds, because leaning in this game, it's a VR game, so you can do some really weird stuff with your body, and you can just fight with like your hand extended all the way out. So, well, wallbang hold didn't work out. Now we're into overtime. Everybody has the same amount of money, and it's the same floor again, which I don't think SR really wanted that.
I think it's a winnable. Like they almost had it. They almost had it. They played up again the post plant situation there. I feel like these teams are struggling with it, and it blows my mind. Right, once they have the plant, it should allow them to really dictate the pace of the game and where they go and how they hold it. But I'm just not again seeing something like that as Acer getting ready for this overtime play. And I think it's always unfortunate, right, when you basically play the exact same round back to back.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the economy though. That's the only difference, but might be the same round again. Acer just has to hold both sides like they did, and it's probably gonna go smooth for them. They're blowing the wall that nobody ever blows. Very interesting off-meta push here on the same site. But they hear the wall blow, and I think they're gonna know, but they're just gonna hold both sides at once, which is they've always done. So they can't really trick them and go to another site.
I think it's one of the downsides about playing through assembly. It's just such a big part of the map, and if they know you're gonna play assembly, the amount of roaming plays they can get are just insane. On this side, looks like Acer though are aware of them obviously being in assembly. They'll be ready for this push pretty soon.
Yeah, Go Boy is probably gonna instant, which is if they're there, they're completely gonna stop their push. But it might just be fake. They might be going for another push. They're very split out right now, especially in assembly. Not really hanging together, but there's no roams either. That's well blown. They're going for A from all the sides. Mike D10 gets a kill immediately, giving them numbers. Well, Techman, yeah, they're blowing every single A wall right now.
Not a play I've seen in a minute, but every breach wall on A side being utilized is something that has not been done in a while. Goat Boy going in for the deep lean. They're getting a little bit of chip damage from Mike as Fady now going to be coming out, trying to see if they can maybe catch out these players. And I feel like Sons of Ravens is basically just hitting every angle that they can possibly check out. Mike, though, playing aggressive Savage, taking out TacPan. We'll see if Fady gets a pick. They do get the pick there. They get a 2. Now just a 3v2.
Yeah, they're pushing from all over. It's very chaotic, but they have numbers right now. Fatty didn't know that Mike was with him in storage. Actually, neither of them knew. Yeah, Mike going for the plan on A, very unexpected. He just had good instant being thrown out. Really stopping Goat Boy. No, it didn't. Goat Boy evening out the odds. 2v2 now. Jacob gets Goat Boy. Now it's just a 2v1. They have told EMP, nothing else to do.
Savage now in the 2v1. Dev Sender and Jakub. They got to be careful for this peek. No, Savage playing it low. They're not ready. I think they're going for the commit. Oh!
Crazy blind fire from Savage, clutching a 1v2 and winning them the first map. Good job, Savage. Acer gets the first map, even though it started as a 1-5 for SR.
Somehow Sons of Raven not winning that one out. The most, I think, chaotic push I've seen on Factory in a minute. And I thought because of that, it would have gone into their favor. They got the plant on top of that. But again, they can't make these work out.
Yeah, that was honestly an impressive push from SR, but unfortunately, they did not win.
definitely going to be unfortunate for them there. We'll see what SR does going into the upcoming rounds, as again, this is a best of 5 series, so they have a little bit longer of a play to work through. So we'll see if they can choose a map. I'm not sure. I think the one on top is Acer, so they probably got to choose this map. So I believe Sunset Ravens should have the map choice now on the second one here. How do you feel about the performance of that last map?
Yeah, it just kind of showed that the meta is currently on defense with the C4, the Incin. You can also distinguish Incins with smokes, which I haven't seen being used in a good way yet. Yeah, it's a defense meta right now. And
Yeah.
yeah, Acer, they got that one attack win, and it kind of secured the game for them because they just could win every other defense round.
I know. Again, I'm shocked by that final win there. Savage can be the one clutching up that last round. I was shocked that Acer was able to go all the way to overtime. I guess I just kept getting shocked in that game, right? We saw an Acer that started off so slow, so I would almost say sluggish at times. And obviously that worked out for them on the defense. It worked out for them, and I know it's factory, but again, it just felt so sluggish for that attack. But things were just there's so many weird moments, I think, in this first map, and the fact that it came down to an overtime was very, very, very shocking, but definitely, you know, worked out for Acer in the end.
That's what I expected, seeing SR go against Acer overtime. Don't think it would really be easy for one singular team. But honestly, I thought I'd see more attack plays other than that last SR round. Factory is like the map of the tactics other than hideouts. It's the first map.
And definitely be, I mean, we're going to continue apparently in the theme of weird choices. I think I see Skyscraper being chosen as the second map. So that's going to be an interesting one, to say the least.
Ooh, Skyscraper. A lot of people, they always say that Skyscraper is their worst map and they can never play good on Skyscraper. But I think SR actually loves Skyscraper, which is, yeah, this is their pick, isn't it?
It is their pick, I believe, for the second map. We'll be pulling us in. Hold up, let me get that going. Skyscraper is going to be the map of choice here.
Yes, since SR loves Skyscraper, we might be seeing some interesting attack tactics here. SR picked Sky, while Acer picked defense.
They will be playing this one out. Acer starting on the defense. I'm expecting to see roaming plays this time around. I know they didn't quite do that on the map, but we'll see. We'll see what happens from them.
Out of the first round, I don't think they're gonna do it really slow, as it's only the first round. It's pistol round. Drone going out. As you can see again over on Acer, they have 4 pieces of util. They are not really sparing any money. Only what fight is this? I can't see it.
We're going to see an aggressive play there of Mike taking down 2 of the Acer EU players. And I think it's the one downside sometimes of playing such an aggressive defense. If you don't get value, you're going to lose them. And, man, I mean, being down 2 players already is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, good trade. 1 on attack for 2 on defense. That was an interesting hold from Dad and Goat Boy, holding the other site for... Not sure what the plan there was. Oh, there's some real big stutters on the stream for me.
Pixel player going to be holding down these angles. Again, Sunset Ravens coming in through bathroom. Dev Center trying to get some blind fires there, but not quite working out for them in the end, as Sunset Ravens going for probably feeling a push right now on a B.
Yeah, they're going for the normal B push. Oh, Jacob gets Pixel Player, giving them good numbers. 4v2. Damage going out. Fatty is stuck between two instants right now. He gets picked up by Mike. 4v1. Savage on the flank. Picks off Tag Pan. Goes to flank bathroom, but Jacob knows he's there. Gets some damage, but doesn't deal any damage, unfortunately. Now it's up to Savage on 15 HP in a 1v3. Mike D10 holding that high low, which is unbeatable. Alright. Good attack run from SR.
Gonna be unfortunate, but SR, they'll be happy about that one. I think this is one of the downsides of not banning Skyscraper. If you're just really weak on it, I mean, you'll get shut down. But again, this is pistol round. Got the replay there. A beautiful, beautiful finish there by Sunset Ravens, starting off pretty strong on map 2 now. But again, this is literally just round 1.
Yeah, as a lot of people say, pistol round doesn't matter for like the first round. And now you have real money to get a lot of Yuto, but I don't see any at the moment for some reason, Acer. But he's gonna give him some time. SR, I think they probably have a bunch of pushes from this map. As I said, I think it's like one of their favorite maps, even though it's hated by everyone else.
Sunset Ravens, we'll see how they push this one. I feel like I've seen both sites be pushed. I think B slightly more often, but again, looking at this push right now, looks like SR might be leaning A, and I'd say very hesitantly Fady, trying to start off pretty early on in this round. And this is, again, one of the upsides of playing this map. You can play some aggressive roaming plays. As long as you're careful, they should get value.
Yeah, the defense is pretty split up right now. There's 2 people up and there's 3 down on site. 2 roams, and if they go to site fast enough, they could catch the roams off guard and just play defense from there if they get the plant down. SR going in, going for that wall. The roam gets the drone, but he doesn't really get any kills yet. They might not know that there's 2 roams. Right, what you say?
Oh, no, just watching how they're playing. I mean, you're right. We got the 2 roams right now. We'll see if they end up getting anything. Jakub maybe trying to pick out one of them there. Wow, we're seeing some roam clearing coming out now from Sunset Ravens. They are not going to be playing, I guess, the roaming game. They just want to make sure they shut them down.
Yeah, one of the roamers have actually went down. Still roaming, but on the other floor. They're prepping to hold, but not sure what SR is doing. They're going for that special A hatch or something, or B. They blew the wall to fake them into going to defend A, but they're blowing hatch. Pixel Player is on B on his own at the moment, but instant hatch to get his team to come. Thinks about to fight Mike D10. Mike D10 didn't expect that, unfortunately, and he gets a pick, giving them numbers.
What? Pixel Player denying that they have the frag thrown in, and it still works out. We're getting cleaned up now, Acer EU, and I think, oh my goodness, I think this would have been a really good switch up. Here's the issue. The EMP player wasn't playing the hatch. They played the front window there, and it got shut down, and obviously that kind of cut all of this out immediately. Now Jakub in a 1v4, I mean, this was a very weird kind of, I think, distraction play that didn't quite work out in their favor.
Yeah, very interesting push that got countered by an amazing denial from Acer, and especially from Pixel getting 2 kills, denying EMP. Yeah, as you said, they should have had EMP on hatch, and they could have pushed and planted, but yeah, it didn't really go well for SR. Looks like Jacob might save the omen. Pretty weird hold over there from Goat Boy.
Yeah, weird hold. I'm worried. I'm waiting to see if Jakub's gonna run in. It's so close. It's so close there. Oh man, imagine that, Jakub. If they'd just been a second faster, they would have been killed. So things did work out in terms of their timing. But
I think that's what Goat Boy was looking for.
I know exactly what they're looking for. I think one of those switch ups just gone wrong for Sunset Ravens. I think that was a winnable play there. It was a weird play. I don't think I've seen it too often where they kind of play through the top after trying to at least initially try to attack A.
Yeah, little did they know that there's like one guy on A because the defense is very split up at the moment from Acer. It's interesting that they managed to stop the push like that.
And again, I was
Yeah,
shocked by the performance from Pixel Player there. They were able to do so well off of that window, getting not just one, but a 2-pick there. Even with, I mean, someone tried to throw in a frag, and Pixel Player committed. Just good plays all around.
yeah, might be expected to see someone on the right corner there, but looks like they're not really too split up at the moment on defense. The roam is on the same floor, the others are on site. Pan droning into, I believe, red room. He might find Fatty here, or not.
We'll see in just a bit. Fady trying to be that deep roamer. The rest of the team, though, for Ace are going to be playing a little bit more closer to site.
Feels like there's a lot of splitting up happening right now since Skyscraper feels like a larger map. Since it is a skyscraper. Mike drops the EMP behind him so he doesn't lose it if he dies. Unless someone threw it to him. Didn't see that. Stuttering on my end.
Sunset Ravens getting ready to finally move down this hallway to Sander. Gonna be the little Mike watcher there. We'll see if they do get any flanks. Tac pan though, and Dead Center. I mean, again, wide attacks, very spread out attacks from Sunset Ravens. Maybe they determine this might be the best way to play into the Acer defense.
Yeah, at the moment they have 2 on A, 2 on B, and 1 on Rome, which is honestly a good hold if they execute it correctly. Fortunately, the C4 doesn't do anything, and neither does that flashbang. SR group up again and start pushing in aggressively. Death Center knows there's one of the corners. People swings out, get the kill, get refrag by Mikey 10. Numbers are still equal. If they go in fast enough, they could get the plant, maybe stop them from pushing because they're still 2 on A, or 2 in connector right now. That Rome might catch them off guard. They could get in the wall here.
Still, again, a very wide defense right now from Acer. This A push is definitely going to be happening as Zeta takes down the one. Mike D10 trying to go forward, but doesn't do that. Gets denied. Vision, Tac Pan taking out Go Boy, just leaving Zeta now on the side. A little bit of assistance from Savage in the back there.
Might be up to time here, unless they push out. And I was just Tac Pan in 1v3, but he's low. Zeta doesn't know where he is, though, so he could get the kill. He has the gun advantage. But I believe he's just gonna save as there's nothing to do right now. He's gonna hide behind the couch.
Oh,
they found him.
gonna be unfortunate. Sucks when you try to go for the save and it just doesn't quite work out in your favor.
Yep, it's unfortunate that they got that kill so he couldn't save the Vezin. It started as a really good push from Sunset Raven, but they got countered really hard from, I'm not sure, maybe the Roam and the util being thrown out the incense. And the guy on wall that got picked off at the beginning, that kind of stopped their motion.
It definitely did. But I will say again, this is Skyscraper. It's similar to Factory in that it's so defensive sided. So I'm just waiting to see how these teams perform on their own defenses. I think, when you're on the attack, the big thing is how many attacking rounds going to capture, and that is good enough, right? If I lose this 4-2 in the first half, that's good enough. 3-3 is great. Anything above that's even better.
I think Acer have warmed up to defense after that first round. They're defending quite well, while SR are doing a variety of pushes. Right now you can see the same thing, split, 2 on A, 2 on B, and probably about to be 1 roam. Well, SR are pretty split up over on the roof. Mike D10 going into vent. Mainly a B push right now. There's one on red room window while there's one on the vent. There's actually no util to stop them from pushing. 2 drones checked and they didn't find any traps, so they might be going for it now. What is that sound?
I was thinking of Same thing. Something must be stuck. Anyways, looks like there's a weird sound being produced by the wall. Anyways, GoBlue trying to take some shots. They're getting picked up. I didn't realize it was wall bangable. As TacPan can be able to deny them that. Mike D10, no, in the middle of all the incendiaries. Gonna be unfortunate as DevSender, Desander, everyone getting shot down. Still a 3-3 right now.
Yet again, Acer Usos found the victory, completely denying that plant with the 2 whole instants, but looks like TacPan's able to get it now. He gets mated. Doesn't kill him though. Savage pushes out, gets TacPan. And Desander, very good double there from Savage. He just, yeah, that round ended quite fast. That was a really good retake from Acer. They didn't expect Savage to aggress like that. And no, they can hear it as well. They can hear the sound.
I think someone either tried to put in a trip mine or something. 'Cause like I saw the Acer players go there, and they might have been upset about something. Anyways, Acer denying that push, which I gotta say, I think it was a pretty solid push. It didn't just quite work out in the end. Some of those Sunset Ravens players getting knocked down by Acer.
Yeah, started as a good push because there was no traps. They got walls, they went to plant, but then they got denied by 2 instants. And then when they got the plant down, they just got swung by Savage while his team finished up the other guy. Really good defense over from Acer right now, but it is Skyscraper.
It is.
And we'll see what happens when the sides get swapped, as Skyscraper gameplay is very interesting.
That it is. That it is. But 7-6 right now for that first map. Acer leading 3-1. We'll see what the side swap ends up producing for them, but they'll be happy about that, right? I'm pretty sure they'll be happy about that.
Oh my god, I'm stuttering like crazy.
Sunset Ravens now trying to figure out this push in to these sides, and things quite not working out in their favor. Mike already ready to push in on to B now, as Acer having to take on the blind fires now from Sunset Ravens.
Yeah, Sunset Ravens, they're immediately in basket, not wasting any time, but you can see that instant kind of ruined their flow as well. Instant lead runner from both sides, but I don't think the SR ones did anything really. Some good defense and good attack right now. Damage being exchanged. Well, oh, look where Fatty is. He might be able to get a pick over there because people don't really check that.
Sunset Ravens. I mean, did you see the? Definitely, I would call that util spam. The amount of players I had seen throw in utility as Sunset Ravens tried to attack was insane. But here's the problem. I think no picks, and they burned so much utility trying to get in there. So we'll see if Sunset Ravens can come in. But they did slow down that attack. It did prevent them from getting any quick pushes there.
Yeah, teams have barely any util. Attack has an instant and a flashbang, but defense doesn't have any instant to stop the plan at the moment. So we'll see how that goes for them. They wasted it a little too fast. Might be good for attack. Push has started. They blew the wall, flashed, and Defner expected Fatty in the corner. Gets a double kill, clearing the way for his team. Savage and Zyda holding together while oh boy flanks. He got picked off, but Defner is planting now. They do have numbers. They just have to go butt down. TacPan gets Savage. Zyda gets TacPan, but fucking trades. Oh my god.
I mean, check that out. DevSender, I think, almost getting themselves an ace. They got a 4K that round. They got the 1 and they got the 2. There we go. Exactly what we wanted to see. Beautiful picks there coming out from Sunset Ravens. Exactly what they needed.
Yeah, I think the way Acer, they wasted their instants too fast, and it's mainly what saves them on defense, but they wasted it too fast, and then when SR actually started the push, they couldn't really protect without having to swing out. But yeah, SR are winning their gunfights. DevCenter is absolutely destroying them, to be honest.
I think it was almost comedic at one point, right? We saw Acer. I think there was a slight Breach, we saw some push from Sunset Ravens, and then you immediately saw everything come out. We saw like several incense, we saw C4s, we saw smokes, I saw everything. I saw everything come out from Acer. Then obviously, unfortunately, nothing got picked there, so
Yeah,
blew their load a little
lots
too
of
early,
good-
I guess, as you can say.
Yep. SR feels like they're gonna aggress because it looks like they do have the economy, but both teams have 5 rifles right now, so there's not really any gun advantage. Yeah, they're pushing in together from what seems to be the same push as last time. Defense is, yeah, everything's the exact same other than Zyda being in the hallway while Fatty's on the other side of the map.
Acer EU again gonna be holding down. And to your point, similar angles. They have Fady still on that long roam. We'll see if they do come to fruition there. But both teams pretty good in terms of economy.
SR starting up the push. They get both the statics. I don't think those are honestly that good of static spots. Pixel throws the C4, but she doesn't get any damage. Death Center pushes in. Yeah, that's a lot of util being wasted with no damage or kills. They could have waited a little bit, maybe used it on the wall or something. Yeah, SR is starting up the push now. They're blowing the wall. Yeah, all of SR putting in together. Flash being thrown out, didn't get anyone. Pixel's in that corner. Death Center gets Sida. Pixel gets Mike. Mike gets a bunch of trades going in. Death Center's in the middle of sight. Right now it's 3v2.
Oh, somehow Goboy getting the pick there, but it's still a 2v1 Fady with literally just 3 health in hand. They gotta find a syringe, otherwise there's no way they're coming out of this one in a 1v2. They gotta hit every shot perfectly at this point. Time is counting down, and I gotta say, I think Sander and Jakub are in a pretty solid spot here. They gotta play it careful though.
Yeah, Petty's on 3 HP. He can just get people to die right now. Oh, that was a little too aggressive. He didn't go for EMP or anything, but man, what can he do? He's really low. Very good push from SR yet again. They push together, they let them waste their util, and then they use their own util to get some kills. Very good gameplay from both sides right now. It's 3 for 3 going into the side switch. We'll see what changes now. What team plays fast, what team plays slow.
I gotta say, for them, I believe Sunset Ravens should be in the advantage, right? We have Sunset Ravens here, and they're on defense. 3-3, I think, is pretty ideal, honestly, for playing attack on Skyscraper. I'm used to seeing way worse defensive lines, or sorry, attacking point lines, and they came out of it pretty good, even as good as it gets.
Yeah, SR compared to Acer actually probably love, as I said, they love Skyscraper, so they play it a lot, and they managed to go 3 for 3 on the side switch, which is very good for attack. They just have to win 4 rounds on defense now.
That indeed. Acer getting ready for their push in. They'll be looking like they're going for a B side push, and as we can see, the defensive team is all over B.
Yeah, Acer are all huddled up right now, pushing from the same vent. TacPan and Mike holding a high-low, but they don't found them, so they know they're there. Zyda goes into Red Room as a fake, but nobody bites. Yeah, all actions right now is going in server room. There's nothing else going on in any other room. Pixel drops, and yeah, he's checking for his team. Nade gets thrown out, but no damage. Acer are beginning to move now. I feel like it's a lot faster than last time, but still a little passive. They're waiting for their team to get in, not too fast. Well, the Revolters are sticking together, doing high-lows, refragging. Not really, no well playing.
Util coming out there. C4 not quite sticking it where they need that. Dev Center going to be going in for an aggressive. No, they're not. I thought they're going to go in for a push, and I'm like, there's 4 different players there. Beautiful Incen, and sneaking through his Pixel player. Takes down Dev Center with their own, I think, Jasper.
Really, that's interesting. I think Verma gets for some trades going out. But the fight has really started now. 3v3. Mike is one tap, so good damage. The Defender gets Fatty, so now it's just a 3v2 for defense. Plant is down, but they don't know about the flank. But unfortunately, due to the health advantage, they couldn't. Now it's just a 1v2 for Zyda. Plant is down, he has to watch that.
Zeta 2v1. If they played this right, they got it, but the health advantage is only Sly gets the 1, gets the 2, and it's a beautiful clutch there from Zeta. And that's exactly how you don't play that.
Yep, very good job, Zeta. It really helped that Mike was low there, but they should have high-loaded. But even if they did, Zeta, really good hold there. Yeah, interesting push from Acer. They managed to get the win off a pistol round, but it's probably not too much of an impact to morale because it's only pistol round.
On top of that, I mean, this is still technically Sunset Ravens games, right? They're up to 3. It's them on defense. They just have to play this, I guess, like the expected course of actions for a Skyscraper defense. But hey, here's Acer. We've seen them come back from some weird games. Map 1, I was not expecting Acer to do well. Then they swapped up and obviously did a great job. But this is Acer though on the attack, and they have to perform so much better, right, on a Skyscraper defense.
Yep. Yeah, Acer, it was just pistol round and it was top floor, so we're gonna see now. They're a bit split up. You can see 1 in the middle, 2 on the windows, and 2 on the other set of windows. Not sure if they have a plan, if they're just winging it. And defense is usually the same because all the floors have a very similar layout. So they're holding kind of the same on defense.
And I mean, I love seeing these wide. They're so different. There's only 2 players together. Everyone else is spread apart in terms of the Acer attack. And it makes sense. You gotta be very careful. It's such a wide map, so many narrow hallways. It is a weird map. As much as I know people hate on it, and I think sometimes give it a little too much flack. It is a funkier map compared to how most other maps are. There's Zytac Pan with a beautiful shot there on Go Boy.
Yeah, right now they have numbers advantage over on defense, but the attacker are gonna have to group up. They can't be caught 1v1s after 1v1s. They have to go together and push together. Right now, it looks like they're going to blow this wall on A, and you can see Mike and the Sander holding the high-low. It's a double high-low on that hallway. It's impossible to push that at the moment, but Zyda does push in and get the double kill. Gets picked up by Jacob. 3v3, they blow up the wall. There's still, I believe, 2 holding on hallway. Fatty gets a pick on Tagman. High-low doesn't pick out too well. C4 goes out, doesn't kill Pixel player. Fatty gets another kill in the hallway. Now it's a 3v1. They're getting planned down. Jacob is pushing out, and he just got shot by 3 different people. Very good job. That was an insane hold on the hallway, but they still managed to get them. Zyda just pushed straight in and got a double kill. Kind of starting the push for their team.
I mean, look at the bodies just lined up and all up and down that building. I was, I don't think I've seen, to your point, there was a double high-low at some point, and I don't know if you saw it, but one of the Acer players was able to run through the hallway past, I guess, perfect timing, past the 2 players that were holding the hallway and get a 2-pick there. And
as soon as the guys in the back behind the box, he just pushes in and gets a double.
Yeah, which, I mean, should not have happened, right? I think Sunset Ravens is really not working well right now on this defense. They missed, you know, again, it might have just been perfect timing, but they missed the player running in through that hallway, who, by the way, got the 2K on their team. And it's just so many things went wrong, I think, in the little hallway there.
Yeah, that was a mistake on their side. The high-low in the back was supposed to help the one in the front, but they went back and let the ones in the front die. And then they also got picked off by Fatty. Good job, Fatty. But yeah, even though they start off split up, they honestly just regrouped and they push really aggressively, which is not what we have seen over on Factory just now.
Right, this is Acer's attack, and it feels like they're doing better on a Skyscraper attack than they are a Factory attack. Which honestly is insane to me, right? I know people talk about Factory being so defender-sided, but I think I would call Skyscraper that much more defender side. And yeah, here we are watching Acer apparently dominate on the attacking side of things, which is so bizarre to watch.
Yeah, usually you'd see the attack maybe losing because it's Skyscraper, it's a weird map, but no, they're actually doing pretty well for Skyscraper. Didn't expect that from them. But guess it is Acer. Start off the push now. They're gonna, yeah, a bunch of flashes with Yuko going out. Mike U10 gets Fatty, swings out the window, doesn't get another kill though. Bunch of damage going out. Acer are all low except Zyda. It's a 4v2 for SR right now. And they really need some help.
Yeah, and we saw a double Incen pick there from both sides, by the way. But 3v4, this is a little bit closer of a performance I expected from Sunset Ravens. So Acer, we'll see if they can dominate on the attack once more. They're down 2 players. It's not looking great.
Yeah, SR should be able to secure this if they just hold their ground, hold the high-lows together. They have numbers, but looks like Acer do have stims, so they're back on full health, all of them. So they could clutch this up. They all have rifles, while SR don't have any, so they have guns advantage.
And I mean, just look at this angle in Sunset Ravens defense, right? There's literally every door is being watched by a Sunset Ravens player.
You can see Hilo on the door. Attack pan is moving around while Deathman is staying in his place. He gets lit up by Pixel player with the instant. That was... Things don't get the pick. Oh my god. Yeah, felt like SR really had that, but Acer just came in clutch.
And I mean, someone through the hallway, someone... How did... Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't expect that, but Acer does it.
Acer, it's Acer.
Here we are going into the potential final round match point right now for Acer. They'll be happy, 6-3, and again, they've been capturing more of these points right on the attack, which has been bizarre.
Yeah, you'd expect him to do a lot better on defense, but no, they have won 3 attack rounds in a row. And right now they have secured overtime, but honestly, they can probably secure this round as well and win the map. But SR, they do have rifle down. SR, you can't really predict right now. SR could come back. It's a bunch of chaos happening.
And I think we're going back into a site that we have already visited. I believe Acer should have won this last one. We'll see if they win. Again, it's Sunset Ravens having to figure out how to defend against the Acer here.
But yeah, Acer on Skyscraper, honestly, if it's defense or offense side, it goes down to the site. Some of them are easier to attack, some of them are easier to defend, as Chris just said. Acer are pushing in now. They dropped the vent, getting some stutters on the stream, but that's alright. It's the same as the first round, but a little bit faster. All defenders are kind of going together as they usually do, but no damage yet. No util stopping them from the push.
A lot of blind fighters coming out of the attack pad, hoping to stick something there. No, the instant taking a lot of damage. As Depth Center gets picked up by Pixel player. And again, Sunset Ravens is looking tough. Already down a player on defense. Acer might be able to shut this one down.
This one would have been a very sad kill. Good flashbang, blinding I think 3 players just now. They have numbers at the moment. They can push in and plant. Fatty gets a frozen nade and gets a Sander. More numbers. Just a bunch of kills going out. 1v5. That was insane push from Acer, securing the win for the second map.
And I mean, on top of that, I think they got the shutdown. I don't say shutdown, 7-3, but they got the dub on the attacking side. They got more points on the attack than they did on the defense. Which again, very interesting push coming out from Acer, but I gotta give them points. I mean, they did a good job. It's exactly what they needed to do.
Yep. Good job, Acer. That was kind of unexpected. I felt like SR would get a lot more rounds than that, especially on Sky.
Yeah, what did you see in that last game there, CT?
In the last round or just the entire game?
Oh, yeah, just that last map. I mean,
yeah, the last round, very solid push from Acer. Def Center, he usually gets a lot of picks, but he got picked off immediately, which kind of set things in motion. They just get pick after pick. The flashbang that blinded 3 people really helped the push, and they just, right after that, they were just a 3K. Good nade from Desandra as well that got King Fatty in the back hallway.
not looking good for them in the end. We'll see if they go right into the swing of things or if they take a break. It is, again, a best-of-5 series, so 2 is not enough to win it. They got to get three whole maps, and then obviously they win that one out. I'm waiting to see their response. It's one of those moments where I think I don't know. I think I would take a break. It's a little bit longer than compared to normal, but some teams might say, "Hey, let's just send it all the way in." All right, looks like they are going to be going into a timeout, so we'll be taking a quick break just for 10 minutes. So we'll be back in just a bit.